everybody? Andrew Esquire here of The Legal Mindset. And, we've become more casual. We've transformed from suits to more casual clothes to talk about building a casual wardrobe and some fundamental building blocks of a casual wardrobe. So this is stuff you can wear every day, stuff that's very multi-purpose, very versatile, but will make you look sharp, right? That will set you out from the rest, and that will create a distinctive style that will last for a long time. And just like before, I'm joined by Christian of Jaxson Maximus. Listen, he has a crazy good backstory. We talked about it on the formal section, so if you want to get that backstory, go there. But he, like I said, is the man. He's the GOAT. He knows all about all types of style, right? Including casual style. So Christian, can you maybe first we'll talk a little bit about your background when someone asks you about casual style, what you think about, and then I guess we'll go into kind of the fundamental building blocks, which will be the bottoms.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, no problem. So, we do get this question asked quite a bit. Either A, being in Miami, people move from north to south, and all of a sudden their wardrobe completely changes, right? Because it's damn hot outside.
Very hot, right?
That's one, and how to dress casual and also beat the heat, right? But you might live in New York or in Iowa or someplace where you're seeing 4 seasons, and that's a different, answer as well. But there are cornerstones, no matter what the seasonality of your climate is, for sure, to building a professional but casual wardrobe. Some of it too, when I'll ask questions for clients, like I'd like to know their lifestyle. Are they single? Are they married? Are they dating? Are they, been like me? I've been married to my wife for 28 years.
Right.
So what you do on the weekends might be a little bit different in your social scene, depending
Right.
upon your age and kids, no kids, all of those things.
Right, going out to bars, cigarette lounges versus hanging out with your kids, right? It's different, right?
So a little different to what it is. But for the most part, let's keep it on the upscale level with things you might wear to the office if you wanted to go casual, or you're going out for a nice dinner with another couple, for example, or on a date.
Nice
or
date.
Things of that. Yeah. So those are probably the things we should probably, kind of spearhead towards. So I always think of the bottoms first. So bottoms can be in the casual realm. Jeans, they could be cotton pants. They could be wool dress pants that you might wear with a sport coat and a tie, for example, or an open collared shirt to be, super professional, or all the way down to shorts, right? So bottoms have all of those things. I brought in to our style station a myriad of different things. I think the first thing maybe is jeans. Let's address that.
Jeans, right?
Jeans can be very personal, for example, and so because there's different fits. Like even if you go to a Levi or you go to Page or an AG Denim, those companies, they have different fits, and the thigh, the straight leg versus a wide leg. So those are comfort things that we like. And so number one is to understand or work with a professional clothier that understands your body type and then how you feel in the jean itself. Okay, so like for example, with you, we've moved you to the Page denim, which we carry at Jaxson Maximus. And Page is a brand, we don't make them, but we carry them. I'm very fond of them, been with them for many years.
I highly recommend them. In fact, guys, I'll just say this straight out without any embellishment. I had different brands, different places I was going to shop for stuff, but literally after I found this brand and this fit, and it was just so comfortable, so multi-purpose, so quality, that I just literally bought every color I could that I wanted in Page.
And you do change it up a lot, which I like, because jeans are very versatile, but the Page we work with, primarily their Federal is, I think, the middle of the fairway, which is their straight leg. The thing we like and I like about them, whether I was, them or I'll carry another vendor or what have you, is their 5-way stretch. So 5-way stretch, what that means, whether it's a denim, okay, or one of their classic 5 pockets that look like a jean, it stretches vertically, it stretches horizontally, and diagonally. That's what 5-way stretch. So when you sit down, they actually are very comfortable. You'll thank me, for example, in a 5-way stretch, if you're on a long airplane ride, let's say from Miami to LA, right? And so they're really comfortable.
Or internationally, right?
Internationally, exactly. Yeah. So working with jeans, to me, I consider these like a dressy jean. You can wear these with a sport jacket and an open collar shirt. They're going to look great for your, if you want to be at your highest level of your casualness, or an untucked shirt in dress tennis shoes, right? So you can kind of do a lot of different things with the jeans. But what the basic jean wardrobe would look like. And so number one is you want to have a dark, dressy denim.
This is where you start.
This is kind of like your starter, right? And so whatever the wash or the whiskers or, those are all the fancy things, or the stitching, that's just personal preference. But with the box you're trying to check is a dark, dressy denim. This looks very good with a black loafer, for example, and just a white shirt, put on a black blazer, you're ready to go on a date, right? You can go to the office, you could do all of those things. So your dressiest jean is always your darkest wash in a blue denim. And you want to have like a nice dressy jean in there. You want to go to no offense to like a discount store, I won't name names, and get a $30 jean. Those are not the same thing.
And they're not getting you, they're not getting you as much use, because let me tell you, when you get something that's as comfortable as this, and like I said, I use this, so I'm speaking this from personal experience. I use this all the time, and I'll use these and multi-purpose these, so it's getting a lot of mileage. So you just got to think, okay, do I want to buy 5 or 6 pairs of $30 jeans, or 1 pair? Yes, it's going to be more, but I'm going to use it, right? You got to think about that ROI, because you're going to use these jeans and you're going to wear them and love them.
This may date the video, but to me, if you ask my opinion, like how much would you spend on a nice jean? That's kind of relative, but I would say in general, like a nice jean is going to cost you probably anywhere from $175 to $225.
And we're talking about this just to timestamp this, because this may, get disseminated in the future. We're talking about 2021 prices, right? Pre-inflation, pre-Federal Reserve going crazy. We're talking about right now, $175, $200 is reasonable for a nice quality jean.
For sure. So this is my number 1 seller, all right? And there's a reason why, is it fills that hole of a great staple blue. When you have that blue kind of denim wash, this would be a great number 2. And then when you're filling out your blues, think of it like this as a good pairing. Is you want to have a darker blue, and one in denim, a nice fashion blue like this, and a lighter blue. Just like in your suits, you want to have a navy and a royal blue, right?
These have different connotations, right? This is definitely more, classic, absolute classic.
Does everything.
But this is having fun.
Yeah.
These pants are just absolutely like good to go out, good to go with your friends, especially here in Miami.
You put these, for example, with a white shoe, for example, a dress tennis shoe like this, and just a white t-shirt looks great. But you put it with a white dress shirt, it's going to look fantastic as well. And so there's lots of different reasons for this, But your good staples are a darker blue and a lighter blue, and then you go to your grays. So in the grays, you want to have this is my number 2 seller, which is your modern gray. You notice this on the darker side of grays. Right. It's like a charcoal. Think of like a good charcoal wash, right? Then you want to have a lighter gray. And you see the difference between those, just like that. And then the other end of the spectrum is you want to have a good black. Right? And so like in your grays, when you fill them out, just think of a light, a medium, and then the black, right? And so that's a great way to think through. You're like, okay, what holes do I need to fill?
And even in a hot place, because I'll say this, because I know a lot of people we have that live in hotter places like Florida, Texas, Las Vegas, Southern California, even this is great for nighttime, right? All the time when I'm thinking about a date, when I'm wearing on a nice date, I'm going out at night, I'll wear this. And a lot of times they won't even be able to distinguish this between, this in a black jean or any other formal black pants, right?
Exactly. Okay. And then from there, so you have your navies, kind of your gray tones, then there's earth tones. So earth tones can be in the summer, for example.
This is very Miami, I will say, guys. Very Miami.
But you could turn any sport coat, make it look like a spring summer jacket. And for sure, white is, I think, appropriate in any climate, but you got to have the confidence to pull off white jeans, right? And have a little bit of fun with it. They look great on people, especially that it's definitely be a change of pace if they're not used to seeing you. But once you get into white jeans, you will not be able to put them down, because you will get so many compliments. They look great with a lot of
You'll make a statement.
For sure. But the other earth tones are going to be just a nice tan for the season. So tan could be like a sand color like this, or in the fall, winter, is maybe you can go to like a darker khaki, right? And so to me,
and I love the khakis. They're great. I wear them all the time.
When you look at your earth tones together, like that's a great spectrum. And then something for fun. So greens, depending on the shade of green, it can be moss or green or something like that. I think that's a great shade. And then you have fashion colors too, like reds and purples, and all of those are fun jeans to explore. But when you think of like building your wardrobe, is you want to have a couple great blues, your grays in the shades that we showed, and then mix in some earth, and then you go into fashion colors.
Right. So this is probably like a 5th or 6th choice.
For sure. It wouldn't be my first jean.
Yeah, would not be your first, right? It would go 5th or 6th. So definitely, once again, we're starting with the blues, we're starting with the neutral colors, and then we're moving on to something that's way more fun.
Exactly. So jeans are like the when you think of like that level of casual, they really do raise the spectrum from sport coats on down to very casual. When you think of complementary things like, okay, maybe jeans too casual, where do I go from there? You have a couple of different options. Number 1 is a great cotton pant. And so what I mean by a nice cotton pant is something elevated and dressy. You can go anywhere from Banana Republic to buy cotton pants to Brooks Brothers, and they're going to be styled completely differently. For us, we love cottons that are lightweight and stretchable in the fabrics. But your cornerstone cottons, this is definitely a fashion color here. But when you think of like, okay, what are the first basic cottons? It would be really simple to me. It'd be a light khaki or a stone color, and then a darker khaki. Like those two, pretty much you can wear across the board with any jackets, any sweater you put with it, any shoe color, any tie, and then a blue. Like think of a stone, which is like an off-white color, a khaki, and a blue. Like those three in a cotton pants, very nice as a, like you're looking at those, you're gonna go with a lot of shirts. You're not gonna feel like, oh, I don't have anything to wear in the morning, or I'm gonna look different. Like those are really good cornerstones to have.
Got it. And now so when you're moving from bottoms to tops, you're thinking about shirts, thinking about where to up top, what would you recommend people go to for the most versatility to get the most value out of their, what they're wearing on top?
So first you have what we call cut and sewn. So cut and sewn is kind of an industry term. It refers to a collared shirt. You could buy a collared shirt in a small, and medium, large, or extra large, or in like your case, we make yours for you, right? So
because I'm freakishly tall, guys, as you know.
And so whether you're doing the custom routes or whether you're doing the ready to wear route and wherever you go. Now also you have different sleeves, for example. This is an example of one of our short sleeve shirts here with all the fun details that you see here. But remember, shirts have different lengths. And so like when I meet with a client for the first time, we do their base set of measurements. We take 3 different lengths for shirts. We take a length like this that you're always going to wear untucked. Okay, so that's one length, which generally is going to be a short sleeve shirt. The second length we take is what we call hybrid length. So hybrid length is you want to choose. So the tails tend to be a little bit shorter than like a formal dress shirt.
So but it's longer than this.
It's longer. So you see how short this one is. And then when I go, this is another short one. When I go to a hybrid length, would be a shirt like this. This is one out of bamboo, very soft.
This is very comfortable. I own a shirt like this. This is an extraordinarily comfortable shirt. I know you can't feel it in the video, but this is very, very supple to the touch, very comfortable to wear.
It's a great fabric for the southern belt for sure. But you notice the little gusset on the side. Here's a little monogram. So this is designed to wear untucked, but you could also tuck it in, all right? And there's a test we do when we go to measure you, is we have you reach all the way up as far as you can, and we get that length, so it's just coming out of your pants. But length is really important on a shirt when you wear it untucked, because if you have a shirt that's too long, and you can make you look too short, especially if you're 5'10", 5'9", or below. Don't
want to look too short, guys. Unless you're me, I actually will happily take off a couple inches.
Very important in the untucked shirt world. And then you have, this would be another example.
I actually own a shirt that is almost exactly like this, guys, and you sometimes see it if I open my collar. You'll see the details.
So you can do all fun, different details depending on how you wear it, and that's no problem. And then you have dress shirt. Dress shirt length is going to be, you notice that's the longest length. Okay, this is always a tucked-in shirt, and so that's going to be like a white dress shirt or a blue dress shirt, right? And so there is no one shirt length that does everything. The hybrid would be probably the closest, but like if I was making you a tuxedo shirt, I'm not going to make it a hybrid length, or I was making you a formal white dress shirt with a French cuff. You're never going to wear that shirt untucked. Those should be made in a dress shirt.
And guys, so just to understand can you explain what a French cuff real quick so that people know, because they may not know what a French cuff is.
Yeah, so a French cuff is the most formal of your cuffs, and this is actually a convertible cuff. But think of a French cuff as where you're going to put a cuff link with the shirt, and it's folded back, right? So that's a French cuff. This is actually called a convertible cuff. So a convertible cuff is ingenious because you can wear it with a cuff link. Just that's what that hole's for, and it has 2 settings, or you can wear it in the conventional way as a standard cuff as well.
Which can make it a little bit more casual. Right?
Yeah, and so this just is a functional shirt, especially for people that travel. Sometimes I forget cufflinks, so it saves you.
Saves some struggle.
That's the idea behind it. But shirt lengths are important. And so tops can be cut and sewn as a category like this. And this where you could have a lot of fun and style. I mean, you could have, Mickey Mouse on there and make a shirt look great if you wanted to. So it just depends on your style sense.
And with t-shirts, I always talk about solids. I always say, hey, these solids are your building block. I mean, it seems like that's a pretty good consensus on a place to start. Right?
Yes. And I would say this, the neckline is really important on a t-shirt. And to me also, when I'm looking at a body type for a client, their biceps, their chest, all those, to have a proper fitting t-shirt is really exceptionally important. And so if you're, the look I would tell you is this, is you have usually crew neck and V-neck.
V-neck, yes.
And both of those look great on anybody. That one is not more casual than the other or anything like that. But I would say in general, high V-necks look better on most guys.
High V-necks. Remember that, guys. There's a difference between a high V-neck and a low V-neck, okay? Be very, very careful with the low V-neck.
Yeah, and there are different necklines, but a crew neck is going to be just like this, like a regular t-shirt, and it's going to go up. I will say this.
And this is pretty timeless, wouldn't you say?
Very much so. Very much so. And same thing with the high V-necks.
Yeah.
So and when you're judging it just on a t-shirt, we're not talking about undershirts. So undershirts are what you wear underneath a dress shirt, for example. And to me, you should never be a crew neck t-shirt. Undershirt should always be a V-neck t-shirt, so that when you button your top button, you don't show anything. You should never show a t-shirt when you're wearing an open collar. So that's why V-neck is your best undershirt style. But when you're wearing just a t-shirt, right, is crew neck or V-neck. It's be very nice. To me, material is also important. So at Jaxson Maximus, for example, we developed this one, which is the Cool Touch fabric. And this is just this particular one, so it actually feels cool to touch. But remember the jeans, it's 5-way stretch. And so the stretchability is really important, that it stays color fast through the life of the shirt. Also, I would tell you the fit. And so fit, what you're trying to find, it is, I always say, like, it's best to be age appropriate, right?
Right.
If you're 65 years old versus you're 20 years old, there's probably a little bit different.
You want to look congruent with 65. You don't want to look like you're a 65-year-old trying to be 25.
Yes, exactly.
But that being said, obviously there's situations where, let's say you're like me, let's say you're 35, right? If you're dealing with folks who are older, dressing a certain type of way can lean you in that direction versus dressing more casual, like we're talking about casual clothing right now. If I'm meeting with people who are Gen Z, people who are college students, I might try to portray a little bit of a younger look. Not non-congruent, but a little bit of younger style.
Age appropriate. So sleeves, for example, how they hug your bicep also depends on your body type. If you got the guns for it, great, you can go a little shorter. If you don't have the guns for it, then generally mid bicep is going to be best length for you in a t-shirt. Same thing with the chest of a shirt. Some chests of a t-shirt are a little bit more, they hug your pectorals, and that can be a great thing for certain guys. Sometimes it's not. It depends on your body type. And so that's where you have to know your body type and the fit of the t-shirt. But in general, to have a more looser or easier fitting midsection is generally best as well, because most people don't have six-pack abs, you know.
Well, if you do though, props.
Most people don't. And so t-shirt, to me, like the perfect fit is one that hugs you in your pectorals, hugs you in your biceps, a little bit more forgiving through the midsection, and then you got a winner pretty much that can fit across most body types.
And one thing I've learned, which actually they did for me here, and which you can probably do anywhere, right? And this applies to all sorts of clothing. Obviously with suiting, it's more obvious, but with casual clothing, something a lot of people don't think about is getting it tailored, getting it altered, because often a minor alteration can make it look fantastic on you, right? I'm freakishly tall, so obviously I have to get things modified, right? But even for you, taking in a little bit or letting it out in the right place, that can just make it look perfect, right?
100%.
Even a shirt, even a
good
t-shirt.
tailor in your town will save you, and then it really does. It's how to finish your look for sure, and take care of those details. But in terms of a basic shirt wardrobe, so a great selection of whites, and what I call rice white, like bright white. It's always nice on any skin tone. Navy. And so like these two colors are fantastic. I'm going to reach behind you here. And so I have a couple others on hanger. So I think of like your basic color, just solid t-shirts that you would have, and a good fit for you and your body type would be black, and then maybe an earth tone like
This is a very, very good color.
These are 4 really solid colors that look great on most skin types, and that you can wear with various jeans and bottoms and tops. Whether they be shorts or what have you. And then from there you go on to polos, for example, or golf. You have your golf, shirts that you wear, like, you can buy, anywhere from polo, and then you have dress polos. Dress polos are more what you're going to wear underneath the jacket to the office, and then golf polos are, performance. You're going to wear them on the golf course or, casually.
Or just around the house. And as you know, in Florida, that's pretty much a uniform almost. So I think we could finish up casual with talking about what you'd finish up putting on as you're about to head out the door, which is your shoes, right? So you talk about like good choices for shoes, because one thing, I like to look for is very, very versatile shoes that can, hey, do a little bit of work on the more casual side, but also do a little bit of work on the formal side if you want, and that'll get you a long way. So I think you've got some good options, some good things to consider when you're looking at your shoes and what you put in your shoe wardrobe.
Yeah, so shoes in themselves, I always like to start with what I call a low dress tennis shoe. So in Miami, the big joke is everybody should have a white pair of tennis shoes.
It's very true. I always have one. As soon as I lose one, I get another one.
And a realtor's license, right?
They're very easy to get.
But a white leather tennis shoe is great, really in any climates for the spring, summer months, whether you're in Maine or whether you're in Europe or what have you. The thing is that makes a dress tennis shoe, it's different than an athletic shoe. Dress tennis shoes tend to be stiffer at the bottom. They're more for touring. So think like you're going to Europe on a European vacation, or if you're from Europe, you're coming over to the United States, you'll be doing a lot of walking. It's different than an athletic shoe that you're going to be wearing. Like these are appropriate to wear probably to the office with a nice jean and a shirt. It's not like, you don't have the Nike swoosh or, things like that. A little bit different, right? And so just a nice, simple white would be great. The other trend that we're seeing too, which may or may not exist in the future, but there's a lot of white bottom shoes. And so
Yeah, I own this pair.
great
In
look.
full disclosure, great shoe.
And so this is the Goodman brand, which is one that we carry in the store here. But a nice brown with a white bottom is very nice with a lot of your earth tones like olive jean, or they go pretty much across the board with anything except for black, just like brown shoes do, right? And so having a great brown. My personal favorite, I probably overwear them, is a navy. And a navy and a suede with a white bottom, just has a little bit of a nautical look, but this would be great with white.
The suede sets you apart because you see it and you feel it. It's just such a cool look.
So to me, this is always, if you don't have a navy suede or a dress tennis shoe, you'll be surprised at how much you actually will wear this, especially if you have a nice navy belt to match, because it'll go with so many different things. And then from tennis shoes, you also have casual loafers. Like you were asking me in the first video, the difference between a dress loafer and a casual loafer, right? Yep. And so this would be an example of a casual loafer. A casual loafer tends to be a little bit more flexible in their design, a little bit more casual as well. Like this would probably not one I would wear with a suit. So this would look great with a no-show sock or sockless, for example. A great pair of gray jeans or white or khaki or summer sand colors, for example. And this happens to be in a navy suede, but whether it was in brown or dark pebble grain, in a lighter brown, or what have you as well. This style loafer, which tends to be a little more casual, is very nice to work with either jeans or cotton pants or so on. The other bottom would be shorts.
Right.
And so shorts.
Oh, and hold on. One thing, because you busted it out here, and I want to point this out to everybody, because I actually totally forgot about this, and it's super critical for shoes, is can you talk about the importance of having something in your shoe to keep them structured, especially if they're nice shoes?
Well, not just something, but this is what they call a shoe tree. Right?
Yes.
And so a shoe tree is usually made from wood. The best wood is cedar wood, and there's a reason why. Is cedar draws moisture away from the shoe itself, because when you wear the shoe all day long, just what you naturally do, you're going to put that in there.
I've heard beach, right? Beach too?
Yeah, beach is very good too. And so the main thing about the shoe, it looks like the last or the mold they make the shoe out of. It's collapsible like this, so you can put it in and expand it out. But the main thing it does, as you'll see me whenever I put it in, I'll lead up, is it's going to save the breaking of the shoe, keeps the shoe's shape, and it'll make your shoes last forever. And so having if you spend a decent amount of money on a shoe, buy a nice shoe tree.
I mean, guys, that's something I just want to reinforce, because look, when you really look at it, it's putting years on those shoes, right? There's a huge difference between shoes that you maintain well, that you take care of, and shoes you just don't care, you throw, you let them collapse, right? You just get them completely worn out. That's gonna take it from a shoe that you could use for 10 years to maybe even a 3-year shoe.
Yeah, it saves the uppers for the most part. The bottoms are about the sole and resoling them. That's how the shoe is made. But this is definitely going to save the uppers and a little bit of the bottoms, because it's going to keep the moisture out of the shoe after you're done.
And in some cases, you can resole a shoe, right?
For sure, 100%. And then, I have shoes that might be 30 years old. No kidding. My black Park Avenues, one of the first shoes I ever bought. I still have them. They look great.
See, look at that. So that's, guys, so, when I talk about minimalism, when I talk about things that you can do that are quality to keep in your wardrobe, that's exactly one of them. So I hope that you guys value that takeaway. So let's talk about shorts.
Okay, so shorts can come in different levels. I'll just pull out some. And think of shorts in 3 levels. You have dress shorts. So dress shorts might be what you wear on a nice date. Let's say you're going on vacation and you're going to put on a nice polo or a t-shirt, and you want to elevate your look a little bit. An example of that would be, here's one I made, for example, in a light blue with the details. This would look great with a t-shirt. It would look great with one of our cut and sewn shirts in short sleeve. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong one right here. You grab the right shirt. That one faked me out. There we go. Like this would be a nice pairing, untucked white t-shirt or a polo, for example, right? And then you could wear a dress loafer, for example, or sockless, or even a dress tennis shoe with a no-show sock. Where this might be a mismatch would be, I'll throw a little branding in there on my slides, but a slide. These are just ones we carry in the store with our brand on it. So this would be a little too casual, right? And so this has a different short. I'd wear like an athletic short or a swim short with this, for example, right? So slides have one way, but a dress short like this, a nice pair of dress sandals, or a dress your loafer is going to be really good. A good combination. This would be more in the spring, summer. Would be like, this is our Nantucket red. Here you see
very breathable, very comfortable.
Here you see white. Like these are definitely a summer palette.
Once again, very Miami.
Yeah, but if you're asking me, shorts are for the summer.
Yeah.
Your cornerstones would be a nice navy.
Right.
For sure, having a great navy, and then tan,
khaki, maybe.
khaki. Those are gonna be neutral colors. Colors like this are gonna be very fashion forward, nice, and a way to supplement.
And you could pair this because it's got like accented blue. This would be great with like a blue shirt, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Navy,
here you go.
Yeah, boom, there you go. See.
So, just a nice navy T-shirt, for example, would be really
perfect combination. And once again, guys, it can be simple. Like that combination is pretty simple, but the point is, it looks clean, it looks put together, it looks intentional, right? And it creates a positive image. It's not sloppy, it's not haphazard. It's something that's very clean, consistent, and it's going to reflect on you, reflect on the way people perceive you, and the way they perceive information. Just like I'm very careful as a lawyer in how people perceive me, the messages I'm giving across, what I'm trying to do, right? The client that I'm speaking with. You guys need to be cognizant of what situation you're in, whether you're on a date and you're trying to impress the girl, or whether you're trying to close the business deal, or just trying to have fun with your friends, right?
Yeah. The other category, which I didn't really bring in, but it's we call it athleisure, which is like at home leisure wear, right? So it's
maybe gym wear.
Gym wear, which you'd wear like nice, think of like a brand that a lot of people think would be Lululemon, right?
Yeah.
And so and we do that at Jaxson Maximus as well, and that's what you're gonna wear, when you're gonna sit out and have a Cuban coffee on the porch somewhere, and you're reading the newspaper.
Cuban coffee is the best, guys.
Right, it's fun, but it's not necessarily what you're gonna wear out when you're gonna go meet your buddies later for dinner at the gastropub, right? And you're hanging out with your buds, so that's going to be a little bit different, or on a nice date or so on. So it depends on what you're doing, who you're seeing, to the style of dress that you have. But make no mistake, it's always, you have your scrub clothing too, right? Things like you're going fishing, or you're going to go do chores, or whatever the case may be. What we're talking about is elevated clothing that you want to present yourself into the public, whoever that may be.
Right. Perfect. Well, thanks again, Christian. Christian, I want to give you one more opportunity to shout out Jaxson Maximus once again. And by the way, I really appreciate Christian doing this for me. He's taking busy time out of his day to coordinate and present this information for you guys. And once again, Jaxson Maximus is the place I go to get my haircuts, the place I go to get my clothing. And if you can find some place like that, I know you all don't live in Miami, unfortunately, but if you can find a place that can take care of everything like Jaxson Maximus does here, it does so much better for you, because they can know your style, they can know your haircut, they can know your fit. Where can people find information on Jaxson Maximus?
Really simple. Just go to our website, Jaxson Maximus, Maximus.com. And there's a variety of different really good things, from our blogs to our content. You'll find a ton of things in there. Our brand itself, some people know this, some people don't, but we are an award-winning salon on one side. We have a full bar, which...
it's really cool. It's a really cool thing, yeah.
Our clothing store and a tailor shop is all combined into one unit. And so Miami's our flagship store, but we're going to be launching our second one, which I can't tell you now.
Full disclosure, yeah.
But we'll be opening up in other cities shortly.
So that's great. So guys, once again, look out for them to be expanding, but also look out for people you can find that are just like that. And if you have a question, obviously you can reach out to Christian. His email's on the Jaxson Maximus website, and that'll be great for you guys. But thank you so much. Really had fun today.
Thanks.